In the past, I've received a few comments on the channel saying, hey, the paint on your car is not that great. And I at first thought it was pretty good and I thought you guys were crazy, but upon looking at it closer, and the car is fairly dirty right now, we got some rain last night, so it's not looking perfect right now, but there are a lot of tiny little scratches in the clear coat of, you know, specifically areas like the hood. The trunk lid back here is pretty bad too. It's going to be very difficult to pick up on camera. I picked up a couple products. My buddy Joey, he has that purple 9.3 that I showed in one of my SOC videos. He knows a ton of stuff about detailing, so I talked to him and he recommended these couple of products to use on the car. The first being Meguiar's Scratch X 2.0, basically just help remove fine scratches and blemishes. So basically to 100% make sure that all those scratches, those tiny little scratches in the clear coat are gone. And of course, after we do that, we'll finish it up with some wax. So I'm gonna go get the car washed because we, well, it's not looking that great right now. Then we'll be back to get this thing looking a lot better. Time for the best part, because I'm lazy and I don't have enough towels to dry it completely. People probably think I'm an idiot when I do this because I tend to go through it a little bit too fast like I am now, and then I just end up going back and forth till it runs out. I'm headed back home now, but something pretty funny happened at the car wash. The guy next to me when I was drying off the car was like, hey, so how do you like your Saab? You know, I've always kind of liked them. He's like, oh yeah, it's pretty sharp looking. I'm like, oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that. Don't get very many compliments on this car, but, you know, I'll take what I can get. So we're headed home now. I have the windows down. I was too lazy to put them up before I start recording this, but headed home now, and then we're gonna hopefully get this paint looking brand new. Before I pull the car in the garage here, you can see the paint really, for the most part, it's pretty good. It could just use a little bit of work, but hopefully you can see all these clear coat scratches on the trunk lid is probably the worst spot. It's really hard to pick up on camera, but you can see it pretty well in person once you get pretty close. So I'm gonna pull the car inside and get to work. We're gonna use the Scratch X 2.0 to start. I have this applicator pad, but I'm gonna be using this for the wax. So I'm gonna be using a microfiber towel for the Scratch X. Basically all I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna do the hood, the trunk lid, and that's probably it because the rest of it's pretty good. I'm just really going to make sure that it gets in there, let it sit for a few minutes, and then wipe it off, and then we'll go ahead and start with the wax on the whole car. There are a lot of scratches. I might do the rear bumper down here too, because there's a lot of tiny little clear coat scratches in that as well. Need to go over that with some more Rain-X, get those hard water spots out first.
So I'm crazy, won't you bend that back for me? We won't stop, got your feet both locked. You get to fly with me. I can take you down for a ride. I take you around my life. Jaywalking, crosswalking, lip locking, but you, I know it, you know it, we make it.
So I'm not sure how well this is really working. I guess we'll see in the end, but I just pretty much got the entire rear bumper, so now I'm going to close the trunk and do the trunk lid. Now I'm just going to go along this side of the car and see what little scratches I find.
Oh my baby. So I'm crazy.
So the Scratch X has been applied and then removed with a different rag. So now we're going to move to the wax, do the same process. I didn't film anything on this side because there's not really any room to put a camera at an angle where you guys can see. But yeah, so now we're going to do the wax. We're going to do the whole car for the wax, and we're just going to put the wax on the applicator pad instead of one of these rags, and we'll wipe it off afterwards.
Oh my baby. got me staring at you. So I'm crazy, watch you bend that back for me. We won't stop, got your feet both locked. You get to fly with me. I can take you down for a ride. I take you around my life. Jaywalking, crosswalking, lip locking, but you, I know it, you know it, we make it.
So one coat is on the hood, the fenders, and the front bumper, and I just finished wiping it off. I think once this is out in the sun is where we'll really see the difference. My arm is getting very tired from this. So I'm gonna go ahead and do each side now, and then I'll meet you guys when I'm around back doing the bumper. So my phone was able to pick this up pretty well, but this panel right here is done, and this panel here isn't. So if I can get it in the right light again, I'll be able to see a pretty solid difference. And of course this camera's not doing a good job picking it up, but there's way more flake and way more pop in the paint than there is on this panel. So I just finished up this side. I don't think I'm going to do a second coat after seeing how well that looks right there. So I'm going to do the other side in the back end, then I'll probably take it out in the sun for the conclusion of this video. One more thing I do want to mention before I forget, our annual Arizona Saab meet is coming up this Saturday, December 8th. I posted about it on Instagram a few times. I've posted about it, I think, once in one of my previous videos, but I just want to give you guys a reminder again to try and come out if you can. We're going to have, I think there's about 45 people that are going as of now, which is going to be a pretty big turnout. So I'll be there. It's from 10 to 6 in Phoenix. My arms are killing me, so I just did the roof and both sides, so I now just have the trunk and the rear bumper. So I'm gonna get that done. And of course, you know how I mentioned to take it out in the sun after I was done. Well, of course, it's cloudy today for once. It's been sunny like the last 4 months, and we finally get a cloudy day. The one day I actually want to take the car out in the sun to show the difference that this made. So I'll probably record the outro for this on another day. So I got all the wax off the car, and unfortunately I tried to wait for a sunny day, but it has just been cloudy. Of course it's been cloudy. You know, it's never cloudy here, but of course it decided to be cloudy like the 3 days where I had the chance to film this outro. But this is about as good as it's gonna get. And as you can see, the paint looks pretty dang good. I'm really happy with it. It looks a lot better in the sun. But the big difference that I noticed with it is just by rubbing my hand over it, it's so smooth. It's incredible how smooth it is compared to, well, our other cars that haven't been waxed in a while. So I think before the meet on Saturday, I might go over a couple spots again. I can see there's some spots that might need to be gone over, or at least be wiped down again. But before the meet on Saturday, I also need to clean out the interior because there is crap everywhere and everything really just needs to be wiped down pretty well. So I'm gonna do that, and I also gotta clean the engine bay. And yeah, so I'm excited for the meet. Let me know down below in the comments if you guys are coming. That's gonna wrap it up for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up. I'll see y'all next time.
Check your body.